What is up, everybody? Welcome to Status Coup. I am Ron Placone. John Farina is on the ones and twos. We are in Toledo, Ohio. This is day 25. Day 25 that we've been out here covering the UAW strike. John has been here all 25 days. This is day 4 for me. First and foremost, smash the like button. You know you want to. Smash the like button. Share this stream. Tell your friends. This is the big it's the big day, and boy, what a time it has been. So we'll give you we're going to talk to some folks, of course, and we'll give you a little bit of just general news updates here first. So Mack Trucks started walking out this morning. There have been a couple. They rejected a deal by 73%. 73% of the workers rejected the deal for Mack Trucks. I'm going to go out on a crazy limb here and say it probably wasn't a good deal. If 73% of the workers said no thank you, probably not a good deal. So their walkout started this morning. Some of the plants walked out. They were in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and was it Florida, the third one, John? So Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Florida, we were not close to any of those places. We wanted to see, we were like, well, how far are we from the Pennsylvania one? It was a little too far. We would not have made that drive. And, you know, we're indie media, so we do not have a helicopter. Maybe if we did, we would have went to one of those for the walkout, but we don't. But we're back here in Toledo. We've not been to Toledo for a while, but Toledo was where Status Coup was at on day 2. So it was one of the early plants that we went to, and we're back here on day 25. And Deanna wants to talk to me. Okay. You want to? Yeah, I think we're okay. There's cones here. You all right? Are you feeling good? Do you want to move over? Or do you want to? I feel like you might want to. Would you feel more comfortable if we? Because I know your back's to traffic. Here, let's move over. Let's move over. I feel like he's a little nervous, and he's. Yeah, no, I got you, man. That's good. That's all good. We good? So I'm here with Deanna, who I gotta say, if I had to pick my favorite hoodie, you get the gold star. I love it. I love it. So how are you today?
Cold.
It's a little cold. It is about 54 degrees. It's a little warmer than yesterday. The wind picked up all of a sudden. I had a couple close calls, worried I was going to lose my hat. I might have a few close calls here coming in. So let's start with the weekend. Over the weekend, of course, there was the big rally in Chicago. Sean Fain said some progress has been made. The EV plants are going to be unionized, but there's still a long way to go to the finish line here. So how did you come out feeling this weekend?
We're in it for the long haul. You know, we're going to be out here until it's over, until we just want to meet in the middle at this point, you know. So we're
When you say meet in the middle, like, what do you mean by that?
Like, we want the company to be satisfied with the contract they give us, and we want to be satisfied as well. You know, at the end of the day, we're all one big happy family, whether you're management or union. We just got to learn how to work together.
Well, let's talk about the work itself. I mean, you guys have been, the company has asked so much of you. I mean, they wanted you to make sacrifices in 2008. Then they wanted you to make sacrifices again in the teens. Then, of course, with the pandemic, you all made sacrifices. And then the company didn't hold up their end of the bargain at all. So it's like how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's a little heartbreaking, you know what I mean? Because we give a lot to what we do. We love what we do. You know, that's never been an issue. A lot, you know. This is my second family. I've been here 10 years, and when I started, I was building the Cherokee. Now I build the Wrangler, and everybody that I've worked with, you know, they give it their all. So, you know, it's only fair that we get what we're owed, what we deserve. You know, we've sacrificed time with our families, time with our kids. We miss sporting events, we miss school events, and it's time.
So when you say stuff like that, let's talk more about the day-to-day. What is a typical week schedule like for you?
We're scheduled Monday through Saturday, 60-hour work weeks. We're fortunate enough, the full-timers have what we call the 40-50-60 program. That's where our SEs, our supplementals are input. They come in Friday, Saturday, and Monday, so full-timers have that option to take those days off. So my average week, since I have kids at home, I try to work 40 to 50 hours a week. So I only get a 2-day weekend, or I might get Sunday and Monday off. It just all depends. But for the most part, we're here.
So let's talk about the work itself. Like talk about like the physical demands and what it does to your body and stuff like that.
I'm not 25 no more. It does, it is hard on your body, They try with the ergo mats and stuff like that, but I was on a team for a while where we was a critical part of the plant, so we had the grates because we dealt with all the fluids. So that was rough because we're standing on metal grates for 10 hours a night, and when you're going home, you don't feel it until you rest.
Yeah. Like, do you feel that like in your feet, and like does it go up to your knees?
Your back, everything. But we do what we do what we have to get the cars out so we can make sure our customers are nice and happy with them.
One of the things a lot of people have been talking about is the tier system. As someone who was in 10 years, was that something you had to deal with, or what's your experience there?
Oh yeah, tier one. I came in actually when 2013 we had the 2007 temps that just got hired in for the first time. So I got to work with them, and I got to work with people that have been here 30, 40 years. So I mean we all work hard, but the tiers kind of divide everybody. The tier ones, the tier twos, and it's a lot of division inside the plant, and it shouldn't be like that.
So what do you want to see as like a resolution here? Like if you could just describe, like a better scenario for the workers that you would like to see happen, what are some of the main bullet points there? For our part-time, I would like to see a lot of our SEs go full-time to give that chance to go full-time. They put in just as much work as everybody else. It's only fair that they'd be able to come full-time at some point. But if they don't see no future, if they don't see full-time in their future, they're not going to want to continue to come to work here. And it sucks because, like I said, they play a major role in our plant along with COLA. Like the cost of living is outrageous. Like it's ridiculous. And it goes up every year, and that's another thing. And then with our pensions, we don't have pension anymore. We don't, we're just working here. We have to build our own. I mean, we can, but at the same time, like it's taken out of our pockets at the end of the day. So but those are the main things that I think would, along with a pay raise, or we just got to keep up with today's world. That's my main thing. Have you found it difficult to keep up with today's world?
Yeah, I got 4 kids at home, and I'm a single parent. So it sounds, what I make, if I told you how much I make, it sounds good. But at the end of the day, when the bills come out, it's not as much as it is.
So you're just getting by, and then you have 4 kids at home that you're supposed to, you have to support.
Yep. I have to support. Like we make a decent wage, so most of the parents here, we don't get food stamps, we don't get government assistance, so everything that we need comes out of our check every week. So if it's child care, groceries, gas, utility bills, rent, mortgage, you name it, that's all coming out of our check.
We've been hearing a lot of reports from different people about they're keeping employees as temp workers for a long period of time so that they can basically give them less. Do you have any experience with that, or were you a temp for a while?
I was fortunate enough to get hired in full time. I was never a temp, so I can't, I don't know how that is, but I have worked next to temps for years, and from what they've said that, they don't make, and a lot of them have 2 or 3 jobs, and that, that's kind of like, that sucks, because then when you have time for your family or your children, so you're working all the time. When I only have 1 income, I couldn't imagine working 2 or 3 jobs just to get by.
Yeah. So how are they able to just keep them as temps for so long, like in your experience? I don't know. They keep promising that, they'll go full time eventually. And I give it to the temps that they've stuck it out as long as they have. Who wants to be a temp for 4 or 5 years? That's unfair. When people say things like, oh, the unions are just being greedy here, what's your response to that?
A lot of people say a lot of things, and, you just kind of got to let it roll off your back, because if you get super offended by it, you know, most people that speak on it they have no clue how our plant runs. They have no clue how the union runs. So you just kind of got to let it go, fly in one ear and out the other.
Well, how do you feel the support from the community has been? I mean, this is my first day here at this specific plant. There's been a lot of solidarity honks. Has that kind of been the vibe throughout?
Oh, yeah. Toledo loves Jeep. Toledo is Jeep. So, they're going to support all, 100%. This plant right here is the bread and butter for Toledo. We put a lot of money into the community, so they support us 100%, which I'm from here, so I love it.
So you grew up here? You grew up in Toledo?
Yeah, I grew up in the south side, Toledo.
What are some misconceptions you think some of the public might have about the strike, and what are some things you'd like to set right in the public's mind?
I mean, they look at numbers, They think, they want a 40% wage increase, but they're not looking at, that's over 4 years, though. It's not right out the gate. I think a lot of people have it in their mind that we're just going to outright get it. That's not how it works. Our contract is a 4-year contract, so all them big numbers you're seeing are over the course of 4 years. So I think that's the main thing that they get, they don't understand that. So that's the biggest one anyway, in our business out there.
So you described the UAW as kind of a second family to you. How important would you say unions are?
Oh, they're very important, especially when there's a lot of people that work in places that are not getting treated fairly, and they're not union. I know my mom works at Amazon, and she's having a hard time, and they're not union, so she doesn't have nobody to go to bat for her, and it sucks. So I'm glad we got our family here that they're willing to step in and fight for us, and fight with us, and that's what we're all about.
Yeah, and we're seeing unionization efforts happening at places like that. I mean, a lot of Amazon warehouses, they're trying to unionize. Starbucks is having a huge union effort. So there's been a huge shift in this country, like more so than the past, arguably nearly 100 years almost, as far as union efforts. Do you think that a victory here will really push that forward even more?
I think so, and I hope so, because, we work for a living, and it's only fair that we get treated fairly in our workplace. Nobody wants to get up. Nobody wants to hate what they do. Nobody wants to get up and go to work if they're being treated, unfairly. So, yeah, I hope it does go that way.
Do you think, like, as far as historically in this country, the history of labor in this country, do you think that this is a historic moment that will hopefully lead to a better world, not just for you, but for your children?
Sure. Yeah, no, for sure. This is definitely a historic moment for all of the big three companies, and all the unions to be sticking together. And we've had Ford come down here, we've had GM come out here. For all of us to stick together and fight for what we deserve. That is huge for the unions, and I'm very proud of all of them.
So your hoodie, which I really like, it does say "effed around and found out." So break it down for me. How did they F around? How are they finding out?
They waited to the last minute. Our company in particular, they didn't, take us seriously. So, Sean Fain, that's enough. We've had enough. So now they're finding out. They can feel it. This is going to be a huge impact on the companies. So the longer we're out here, the more they're going to feel it. So they're going to find out.
Do you agree with the strategy that Sean Fain is employing of kind of strategic shutdowns and kind of just playing the cards as they come?
Yeah, most definitely. I voted for him, so I'm going to support him 100%.
So why do you agree with that strategy? Because I know some people, they agree with that strategy and they see the value in it. Other people are like, well, maybe we should just shut it all down immediately. Why do you feel the way you do?
I feel the way I do because, at the end of the day, we're going to, either way it goes, he could shut down every plant, But either way it goes, they're going to feel, it's hitting them in a different way. I think it is strategic-wise, he's doing it the best way he feels like we can go about. Like we did us, the first 3 plants, and then the following week there were some more plants. as you can see, it's working for Ford. They're willing to bargain, so now it's just for GM and Stellantis to, fall in line.
Well, why do you think they're holding out? Like, what do you think's going on there?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. That one, I'm just like, okay. I guess. If you want to keep it going this long, we're going to be out here for the long haul just like you are, so.
Well, I'm going to ask you to guesstimate here, and I do ask everybody, but how close do you think we are to the finish line?
I'm not sure on that one. It's hard, yeah. I know 4 years ago, GM went on strike for 6 weeks. We're in week 4, so we'll see where it goes. They could come to the table and be like, you know what? Let's end this today and, like I said, meet in the middle, because at the end, it's a negotiation. It's bargaining. It's back and forth. So it's not going to go all in one favor. It's not going to go all in the other favor. We're going to meet in the middle eventually. So it's all up to, how it goes. Hopefully, I'm ready to go back to work. I ain't going to lie.
It's chilly out here.
So, I'm waiting for a decent contract. They come with a decent contract, that's what it's going to be.
How is the climate control in the facility for you? I know we've heard reports from some people where they're just saying, look, they keep it warm in the winter, but in the summertime when it gets to about 100 degrees, it's sweltering in there, and it's really difficult. People pass out and stuff like that. What's your experience been there?
Well, I was in the paint shop for 8 years, and they kept it well conditioned. Well, it has to be temperature controlled for the paint, so we got it kind of easy on that end. But this is my first time in assembly, and it gets hot, they got fans. They pass out popsicles once in a while, but, it does get hot. That's just, that's all it is. It just gets hot sometimes. I've never witnessed anybody pass out. I've never passed out myself. I can just say, try to get through your shift. You're going to sweat regardless. You even sweat in the winter sometimes, so it doesn't really matter on that end. But I've never had a big issue on it. It does get hot, though. I'm not going to lie about that.
What else do you want the public to know about the strike? What else do you want them to know that maybe the media is not really telling everybody?
I would just say that we're fighting for something that we feel that we deserve. Not everybody's going to agree with it. Not everybody's a union person, but as a whole, our community itself, they support us. We have a lot of support out here. If it's not something that affects you personally, why have an opinion on it? We get a lot of comments from people that have no idea, that's never stepped foot in a factory, that's never been in a union, that has an opinion. And
what kind of comments?
Just like, that we need to go back to work, and, we're, the main one is that we're whining, and, just a lot of unnecessary comments. But
what is your response to things like that when people say, oh, well, if you're not happy, just go find a different job, what are you whining about?
Yeah, first of all, I've been here 10 years. I'm not going to up and quit somewhere that I've already put time in. I've earned my seniority, so that's not an option for me. I'm not going to quit my job and, take a pay cut making half of what I'm making now. It's just not going to. So I'm going to fight for what I feel I deserve, and that's it. That's the end to it.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us. And I love that hoodie. Really dig it. That's a cool hoodie. Do they sell those?
Yeah.
I might have to grab one. All right. We're going to look around. I might have to grab one of those hoodies. We had someone else lined up. Yeah, John? Did we? Guys, smash the like button for anyone just tuning in. We are here at Toledo. We got a guest coming up. They're working on an apple, which that's important. You gotta stay well hydrated. You gotta stay fed on the picket lines, and fruit and vegetables, always a good move. And warmth, yeah, it's a little chill. I feel like it's warmer than yesterday, but what do you think, man? I feel like it is. I mean, I measure that by my jacket is unbuttoned. Yesterday, the jacket was buttoned the entire time. But I am Ron Placone. John is on the ones and two on the cameras. This is day 25 for him, by the way. Day 4 for me. It has been absolutely amazing to be out here and to share these stories with y'all and to tell these stories. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who makes this possible. And I gotta say it. Guys, we could not do this without you. We are the only news organization in the country doing this, and we do it because we know how important it is, but it isn't easy. It takes resources. It takes finances. It takes logistics. It takes equipment. It takes a team. So we could not do this without your support. Unfortunately, you may have heard this news yesterday. Our membership website is down, which is a bit of a bummer, but Cullen's working on it. Hopefully it's going to be up soon. But you can become a member via YouTube, and please do that. We're looking for, our goal is 15 members a day. If we get 20 members today, John's going to get a UAW tattoo. I'm not going to do the tattoo, but he is going to get one. So let's get those 20 members today. So John's going to get a UAW tattoo. And don't worry about it. He's just going to put it on top of one of the tattoos he regretted earlier. So he'll be just fine. So let's get to that 20 members today. And another thing I'll mention as a fun member perk, I have a movie, a short film that's premiering in Rome next week. It's called Frank Azzurri. After that premieres in Rome, I'm going to be sending the film, a link to the film, to anyone who signs up for Status Coup membership from Friday until the end of the day today, and any other Status Coup member as well. If you've already been a member and you want to see it, just email me. I'll send it to you as well. But anyone who signs up for membership, I will send that to you as another perk to become a Status Coup member. So please join Status Coup. We'll get to your super chats. Please do support that. We'll get to all your super chats shortly here. That's a good way to support the show as well. And if you can't support the show financially, which I totally understand, times are tough, please like this stream, share this stream, tell your friends, share it out. By the way, happy Indigenous Peoples Day. We'll be talking more about that shortly. Let me see if my ma'am, are you ready? Almost? All right, no worries. So we got another guest coming up here in just a few moments. And again, I'll reiterate where we're at. We are in Toledo, Ohio. Been here on day 2. And have you been back since day 2, John?
Yeah, I came here with Tina following me.
So everyone's been to this one. Is this the only one that everyone's been to?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a fun little. All right. So this is the only location that everybody who's been on the beat has been to. Tina has been here. Jordan has been here. I'm here now. John, of course, has been here. He's been on the ones and twos for the duration. And it has been absolutely amazing to be out here. We got some more people. We're going to be talking to some folks. We're going to be walking down the picket line here. We are at the Stellantis plant in Toledo, Ohio. And also, a little news update for anyone who has not seen it yet or is just tuning in. Mack Trucks, UAW Mack Trucks, went on strike this morning. The letter was released yesterday night. This morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, they walked out of facilities in Pennsylvania, in Maryland. And that's the lovely strategy there. Love it. Good to see you. Don't worry, the camera didn't see it. Don't worry. It was. No, we got the side. Yeah. But yeah, so that's however you want to do it. It works. We love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. So plants in Pennsylvania, in Maryland, and in Florida walked out at 7 p.m. Eastern this morning. They were offered an interim deal that they rejected. 73% of workers decided no. So we're going to go out on a limb here and say it probably wasn't a good deal if 73% said no thank you. So that is an update, and we'll probably be doing more with that over here at Status Coup. All of those locations were a little bit out of driving distance for John and myself. That would have been pretty far to get to today, so we came here to Toledo. But yeah, who knows what the future may hold. Are you ready? Come on over. What's your name? Francis. I'm here with Francis, and you've done an interview with us before, yeah? Well, welcome back. Good to see you again. So how are you feeling since the last time we spoke?
Pretty much the same. As far as progress or anything is concerned like that, I like to think that we're making some. It'd be nice for it to actually show up sometime soon.
So what do you when you say show up sometime soon? What do you mean by that? Like go back to work or see?
An agreement, a real fair agreement. But until the fair is met, here we stand.
So what does your fair agreement look like? COLA, which cost of living, and fair pay now. So
Ending tiers. Let's see, what else some of our signs say? Pensions, yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. That covers the ground. Yeah.
So let's talk about your experience. You mentioned the tier system. Do you have any direct experience with that?
Yeah, I've been here 4 years, and I'm currently what's called a TPT, a temporary part-time, actually, a supplemental employee, SC for short, which means I'm at the bottom of the tier.
So describe that. Like, how does that work?
I don't reap full benefits. I don't get full benefits to reap to begin with. I can be told to replace somebody in a heartbeat. I could be called in kind of on an on-call during the course of the week. I could be told I'm not needed.
Just like same day up.
Yeah, so, that's heartbreak. I like having a spot. If I, use the gas getting somewhere, I expect to be able to,
Well, let me just make sure I'm understanding correctly. It could literally be you get there and they say sorry and you have to go home. Like they don't even call you.
It could.
Has that ever happened?
We know when we're going to work, but sometimes it can happen. That's some of the parts of being a supplemental employee.
So you have been a temp for 4 years now. And why, why is it that they won't give you full-time status?
They've stated a few reasons. None of them are good enough.
What are some of those reasons?
Well, we're a regional plant. That means we feed our other plants if something happens with their plants, like other Stellantis plants, of course. If their plants shut down or something like that, we're a seniority shop. We have to allow them the chance to come to our shop to work, which pushes us out the way. Like when those people from the other plants, they already have full-time employment. So because they're full-time, is like I said, we're a seniority shop at this particular plant. So I get pushed out the way. That sucks.
Yeah. So let's talk about the work itself. It's very demanding work. It's very taxing on one's body. Speak to your experience there.
Say that again for me, I'm sorry.
Let's talk about the work itself. It's very taxing on one's body. Speak to that, the physical demands of it all.
It's very physical. There are times where, since I am a supplemental employee, there are times where I can find myself doing something very repetitively. But there's, certain things in place where we shouldn't be under the same something over and over that's going to contribute to hurting one part of the body, one muscle group of the body. So there's that concern sometimes, but for the most part, as long as you voice something and let it be known that, hey, that something's up with your body or something like that, then they work. It's workable, but for the most part, as long as our needs are met ergonomically, then we're okay.
So let's talk about this morning. A bunch of the Mack truck plants, they walked out. They rejected the deal that they were offered. So there's more striking plants now. So do you agree with the strategy of striking plants a little at a time so the strike fund doesn't run out? Or do you think they should just shut it all down immediately? What's your take on that whole situation?
I guess for each plant to each his own. I would say it might be within their best interest to operate how they're operating. I don't have anything to do with that. What I do know is here, where I am now, it'll be nice for our needs to be met, our agreements to be met. We'll know that just, everybody else needs will be met for the most part. They'll see that we mean business, and other people will want to come to terms to their agreements as well. So that's what I'm hoping that'll happen. But if we all shut down at once, that's sweet. If not, that's okay too. You know what I mean? I don't want to cut from anybody getting their money, because I know if you have the means, if you got everything that you want, you should be working and working happily. I would think we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So until we get what we're out here striking for, I don't see no reason for us to go back. Not too soon. Not till we get what we're out here for. Especially for me not to have any pay during this time besides strike pay. I want to see results. Those results is I want to see those changes happen. I'm not out here for naught. I want to make sure that those changes get made.
So even though you are a temp in the eyes of the company, in the eyes of the UAW, you are still part of the UAW.
Day one. Since day one, we were told in orientation that day one, we are part of the union.
So how does that make you feel? Like, does that make you feel a little more like just valued by the union as opposed?
I feel a little bit more empowered. That they back me up too. Yeah, that's important to me. And like I said, since day one, I paid union dues since day one. My very first check that they took out, or that they issued, look on that page, that stub. You see union dues are gone. So that means I was a part of it day one. So I expect, for me to pay my dues, I expect the same from my union. I expect them to pay theirs to us, their duty to us, and uphold those duties. And them out here striking right along with us, making sure that we are all together, I think they're doing their part, at least in not giving up until our agreement is met.
How important would you say unions are then?
Very, very. I'm seeing it more and more as I grow older and progress and just growth. I'm starting to understand the just unity in any I guess anywhere across the board. I guess you would hope that it could result in changes made for whatever group needs that change to be made. And a union usually have guidelines to go about doing so, making that happen. I'm proud to be a part of that.
Yeah, it kind of gives whatever industry a little bit of backbone for the workers, and we're seeing historic strikes in healthcare. We're seeing historic strikes in education. We're seeing historic strikes, in where I live in Los Angeles with the writers and the actors. So, do you think that a victory here will really inspire more of this?
It will uplift us. It will keep our spirit and hopes alive in our unions, because when you see your union not doing much for you, or at least it seems like it makes you doubt everything. It makes you doubt, what are you paying for? But when you actually have a unit that's standing behind you, it makes you more confident. You could go about, trying to fight for results. Compared to going about it yourself, individually. But if you got enough people saying the same thing, you would think, okay, that'll wake enough people up to say, hey, we need to make this right, or we look bad as a company. Who's going to want to work with us if we look that bad in public? At least I would think so. I don't know.
So would you say that the UAW is just kind of showing the country what a union is capable of?
I hope so. Yeah. I hope that we're a good example of that. So I guess we'll see. It will be very, very... it will really, really mean something. It will really, really mean something if we're standing out here and getting the things that we're striking for. that's what it will mean to really stand up for the union, with the union, all that good stuff. That'll really let us know that UAW is what it say. They are who they say they are.
When you see things online, just comments and things like that, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. My back is kind of intense a little bit.
Oh, okay. No worries. Is that a work-related thing?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Rough weekend, or?
Athlete.
Oh, you're an athlete. Oh, well, what do you play?
I used to play everything: basketball, volleyball, baseball. Mainly that baseball is probably where the swing on the back. Yeah. But busy.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. No, that's good. That's good. Well, when you see comments online, people saying things like, oh, the unions are being greedy, go back to work. If you don't like your job, just go find another one. What's your response to all that?
They don't fully understand what we're fighting for. If they understood what used to go on in the factories, or if they understood what goes on in the factory to begin with, we're operating heavy machinery. We're building vehicles that you drive in every day, that you ride alongside every day. Well, you want to make sure that we're paid correctly. I would want you to be happy and safe, but knowing that the workers that put your vehicle together are happy, you're more than likely going to feel safer in your vehicle.
Yeah, it is amazing to me how, sometimes you see people online or whatever who just don't want the person preparing the food that they put in their bodies or making the cars they drive to have a living wage. It really doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if you can't connect on the humanity perspective, can't you at least, even from a selfish standpoint, want that person to be well compensated?
Right, yeah. I want to make sure that I'm able to put the good things in my body that I should be putting in. I can only do that if I have the means to go to the grocery store and get good fruits and veggies and all the good stuff that's supposed to go in our bodies. I can't do that if I can't go to work, support my family, and pay my mortgage and pay my car note, insurance, and just everyday living, car insurance, gas money. Kids got sports, and we got functions and stuff that we want to show up to our families for, like wedding, celebrations, celebratory stuff. You just want to be able to do things like that. Everybody wants to be able to live that American dream. That's one of the things that we want to do, is save that. Bringing pensions back, bringing when I think about us being on the same tiers as far as where it goes, it brings a smile to my face. I don't know if you noticed that immediate smile, but that was a thought. And I would just like to just be valued. Yeah.
Well, and especially since, the workers were asked to make a sacrifice for the companies in 2008, and then again in the teens, and then again in 2020. And, COLA was put on hold, but grocery prices weren't. Gas prices weren't. So how does that make you feel when the company never made it right when they promised they would?
Angry. I don't know no other way to. I was trying to look for some other words, but it upsets me. Yeah, it upsets me a lot because it's they know better. They know better, and we show up and we show out, if you will. We know the record profits that we've been making. It's been televised. You know what kind of benefits you've been reaping off of the work of our backs. Why wouldn't you want to compensate somebody that's worked for you and brought you that? Just make it right. Why wouldn't you want to? I would think that you would want to.
So what are some things you want the public to know about this strike that maybe the media is not reporting on?
That we're out here striking for our rights. Our rights, what we're striking for, could really, really trickle down to the things that you might need to fight for at your job. I don't know what you do for a living. I mean, all of what we're doing is not the same, but we have a lot of similarities in everything. The writers just had their strike and just ended their strike. I don't write. I wouldn't think that I could relate to a writer, but they were just on strike, just like
You're relating to me.
huh?
I'm a writer. You're relating to me.
No, you know what I mean? So we all got to eat. But we all want to get valued for whatever it is service that we're putting in. So if there's a system in place that's supposed to uphold that, we expect that system to be upheld. We expect those different things to be enforced. And if we see that that's not happening, why wouldn't we fight for it? We should. So we're doing exactly what we're supposed to do. Hold up your end. It's not that hard. I don't think it is. And we've already, as you stated before, we've given up stuff already. We've been there, done it.
Yeah, and they keep, when things get better, we're going to make it right. When things get better, we're going to make it right. It's time to make it right.
And things have gotten better. We've given you record profits. That's it right there. That's your pudding. That's your proof in your pudding. Like, we've showed you time and time again that we're here and we're here to stay. We want to make sure that we can still stick around to be able to keep these benefits going. But y'all had a part that y'all was supposed to stand up to, and y'all didn't hold y'all in.
Yeah, I mean, Sean,
just sit around and take that. So we already let another contract go by, and now we're in this thicket of a whole, hopefully another agreement, an actual good agreement. A real good agreement would be nice.
Well, it's like our buddy Leon out in Chicago said this. He said we don't want a record contract. We're gonna get a record contract.
Absolutely. That's it. That's what we're out here for. If we're not getting that, what are we out here for? All this will be for naught. And I'm glad you took that away, because I was about to say something I probably shouldn't say.
Let it flow.
I'll be damned if I'm out here for nothing.
Well, going big picture here, I mean, you talked about other industries beyond just even auto workers and all the labor struggles that everyone shares. Sean Fain had an Eat the Rich t-shirt on the other day. Sean Fain had an Eat the Rich t-shirt on the other day. Is it time to send a message to the 1% saying, hey, we're the working class and we demand equality here. We demand a seat at the table.
Yes, I do agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm glad that he stood up for that. Actually, wearing the statement in the shirt, it's pretty cool. But at the same time, is not just making a statement. That actually is a statement that rings with all of us. We really, we're the boots on the ground. Without us, nothing that you would have will move. So we need to see those benefits as well. Meet what we need.
Is there anything else you kind of want to leave everybody with? Some words about the strike you want the public to know?
Thank you for your support. It's been, without you guys, without your help, we've been able to go to different food pantries and get toiletries and stuff like that. There's different places you could go online and see stuff like that. Different organizations and stuff that support us. That's very, very uplifting seeing that. It keeps us hope alive. It lets us know we're not alone. We got people that's really behind us that want to see us win as well. I'm pretty sure a lot of them knows what that means for them too. If Martin Luther King said, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. I believe that wholeheartedly. So if you really believe that too, support us.
Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Cheers. You too. Cheers. All right, folks. Smash the like button. We're here in Toledo, Ohio, at the Stellantis plant. Day 25. We've been on the ground covering the UAW strike. And, of course, this morning, some Mack truck plants walked out. They went on strike at 7 a.m. Eastern time this morning. They walked out. They were offered an interim agreement. 73% of the workers said, no, thank you. That's not a good agreement. So they walked out. So we'll probably be covering more of that in the future. We're in Toledo right now, so the strike is continuing. Plants are continuing to strike. Smash the like button. We're Status Coup. I'm Ron Placone. That's John Farina on the ones and twos. Do we have any chats to get to? Should we jump to chats, or do we have someone else lined up? Or please do, if you can, leave a super chat. And if you are able, please become a member here at Status Coup, because without your support, we wouldn't be able to do this. All right, we'll go to some super chats now. And one of them made me laugh out loud. Man, these are, I don't know, John. I feel like these solidarity hunks might even have Chicago beat a little bit as far as the aggressiveness of the hunk. Although I think part of it is also proximity and the way sound travels, which I'm totally maybe not. I was not a physics major, but part of it could just be where we might have been in higher ground in Wayne, Michigan. I don't know. All right, let me get to some super chats here. This one kind of made me laugh out loud a little bit, so shout out for that. And it's from Desbush Fleisch, which shout out for the international solidarity. Desbush Fleisch. This one's good, dude. I like this one. Not Meatball Ron, but Meat All Ron. So Meatball Ron, of course, is a nickname for Ron DeSantis, which I got to be honest, I don't really like that nickname because Ron DeSantis is a Nazi, and what did Meatballs ever do to deserve that? But not Meatball Ron, but Meat All Ron. Tony D, what's up, my friend? $1.99 from Tony D, and £2.49 from Desbush Fleisch. Or excuse me, €2. Or is that? Yeah, I think that's. I have my sunglasses on, so I can only see it. So, Tony D, Sean Fain does not need to feign passion. Love it, man. People are doing the witticisms today. I love it. Let's keep that up. Let's keep up with some witty super chats. If somebody makes me laugh again, John will get a UAW tattoo. Teach, what's up, buddy? Thank you so much for jumping in, Teach, and it was so cool to hang out with you and meet you. For anyone who doesn't know, we got to interview Teach a couple times in Chicago. Teach has his own YouTube presence as well, and he is on strike, and his sister is on strike too. Be sure to check out Tony Paco's Hot Dogs. Well, you guys are in Toledo. We got some food wrecks. Which, by the way, for all of our members, I don't know if the members video dropped yet, but John had his first ever Italian beef in his life. He's never had an Italian beef before, but he had one, and we got a feedback video. We did a feedback video of his first Italian beef experience. So members, you get to check that out, which, hey, by the way, unfortunately, our membership site is down, but you can still join via YouTube. You can go ahead and sign up via YouTube, or if you want to wait until it's back up, it's statuscoup.com/join. If you become a member over the next few days, you're going to get a link to my short film, Frank Azzurri. It's going to premiere in Rome next week, actually. It premieres at a festival in Rome. After it premieres, I'm going to send you a link to it before it's out to the public, so that's a fun little perk. There's also members calls that happen. Jordan does members calls. Sometimes I'm part of those. Tina, Status Lou, John, Colin, the entire team jumps in on those. It's a fun time. Statuscoup.com/join. $5 a month or $10 a month. For right now, you can, of course, join via YouTube. Please consider it, folks. Journalism takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of logistics. It takes a lot of planning. We would not have been able to be out here for 25 days if it was not for your support. And we want to continue to do this. We want to continue to give you on-the-ground reporting, or dare I say, shout out to Chris who coined this, Ron John, the ground reporting, which is what it is right now. So thank you so much for allowing us to do this. And please, if you are, I know it's a tough time, and for some of you, you might be like, look, I really don't have an extra $5 or $10 a month right now. Totally get it. Like these streams, share these streams, tell your friends, share these stories. That goes a long way too, and that doesn't cost you a dime. But if you are thinking, look, I think I can spare that, just to give you a perspective, $5 a month, that's 16 cents a day. $10 a month, that's 33 cents a day. Again, I know times are tight right now for everyone, so if that's not you, totally get it. But if that is you, if you're thinking, yeah, I could swing that, statuscoup.com/join, of course, temporarily. Join via YouTube. And please do become a member. It helps us do this. We could not do it without you. Again, day 25 that we've been out here. John's been out here for the duration. Status Coup has been out here 25 days. Tina's been on the beat. Jordan's been on the beat. He took the heat wave away with him, which was nice of him. And I'm on the beat, and it has been amazing. We're going to talk to some more people. Keep those super chats coming. We're going to get to all of them. Do you want to go to another spot? What do you think? Or are there some more folks who wants to talk? Okay. Yeah, we'd love to. Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, we're affected by the strike, too.
There you go.
Here, hold on 1 second. Let me get what's your name, sir?
Pete Govito. I'm from Powertrain on Alexis Road. We got affected, too, by the strike because we supply Lansing, Michigan. I'm from 9-Speed, and so we got laid off Tuesday. So we're out here supporting our brothers, supporting us. So it's affecting everybody. Hopefully it gets done soon. But, we need fair wages, and been without a lot for a long time. We gave up a lot. It's time to get a little back. Something fair. That's all we want is fair. The media plays us out to be like we're some monster. Everybody knows when you negotiate, you start out high, you find a middle ground. That's all we're asking for.
So you were laid off. What was the reason they gave you?
Well, GM laid us off because we support Lansing, which is a plant that got laid off, one of our plants. Well, I'm from 9-Speed, but we supply Lansing. So we got laid off then. So I just thought I'd do it. So
when you hear, you brought up the media and some of the coverage that's happened. When you hear people say things like, oh, the unions are being greedy, what's your response to that?
Just that I don't think it's fair. People they see they don't look into it or do any of their research. They just look, that's not the case. We're just looking for a fair deal. I think if someone put 25% out there and fair and give us our cost of living back, I think we take it. They're trying to say, oh, we got to have 40%. That's not true. We just want a fair deal and want something that's good for everybody. We don't want to put the company bankrupt either. We want to be able to have our jobs and just something fair. That's all.
Well, the company's making record profits, so it doesn't.
Yep, and we gave up everything 9 years ago. So it was supposed to come back. It never came back. So, I don't feel bad for any of those guys. But, how expensive cars are. Hell, we can't even afford our own product.
How does that make you feel? Because that is something common we hear a lot, especially when you hear companies like Ford, especially, they advertise, they're like, oh, yeah, we make cars that our employees can afford, and that's not the case.
Yeah, it's not. But, I think we're 4% of what it costs to make a vehicle, and that hasn't changed. So I don't know why the prices are up so high, but it isn't. It's not because of us. That's all I'm going to say. I got it.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for talking to us. Cheers. All right. Let's see if anyone. Do any of you guys want to talk? Anyone want to talk? Is the fire pit warm? It looks like. I gotcha. All right. Thank you, sir. Cheers. You too. We can go ahead and slowly meander. We'll double check here. Does anyone want to talk? No, it's okay. All right. Cheers. Let's go to a new one. So we are, for anyone just tuning in, we are in Toledo. Oh, I'll try to do the back. All right, you walk ahead of me. I might be able to walk backwards. I'd probably trip, but then things would go viral. All right, here, just stay. Make sure you're. Yeah. All right. So we are in Toledo, Ohio. This is day 25. John, of course, has been here all 25 days. This is day 4 for me. I'm Ron Placone. It's been amazing getting everybody's story and telling the real story of what's going on at the UAW strike. A lot of people, they'll kind of opine about stuff from a studio, and they'll spread all kinds of... If you watch the corporate media, you're basically getting PR pieces from the corporations, from GM, from Ford, from Stellantis. So, of course, it's ridiculous propaganda. But here, we give you the real story. We tell you the story of the working class. We tell you the story of the workers. We could not do it without you guys. as we're walking, I also will shamelessly plug Los Angeles viewers. I know you're out there. I got a show October 21st. You can get tickets at my website, ronplacone.com. I've had Status Coup fam at every show I've had this year. That includes Edinburgh, Scotland. So this show is right in my neighborhood of San Pedro, California. Don't let me down, Status Coup fam. I want to see some of you out there October 21st. You can get tickets at ronplacone.com. And, John, I might need to get the clapper at some point. You guys may remember I got a clapper at the big rally in Chicago on Saturday. I may need to get that. Got some nice fire barrels here. Yeah, do it. Life, liberty, and the pursuit. That's a little weird, isn't it? Like, they don't say the pursuit of what. It's almost like they're just bailing on that last part. They're like, life, liberty, and the pursuit, ... Yeah, we don't want to say happiness. We had to cut joy from the contract. Sorry. Think about the company. We had to eliminate joy. We're sorry we had to do that. But we promise we'll give it back. It's 2008. Things are weird. No joy. But we're going to give it back to you when times are good. In the meantime, groceries going to keep getting more. Gas going to keep getting more. But we're going to give you that joy back. They never freaking gave it back. Huh? They never gave it back. All right, let's see if some people want to talk to us. Some folks are camera shy. Sometimes I think that they want to talk. They just need a little bit of, like, friendly coaxing. And then sometimes you find out, oh, they really don't want to talk. Now you're just making it weird. So I'm going to try not to do that. But you know, we like to talk to people. We got a little cornhole action, like you do. That's when you know you're in the Midwest. Would anyone like to talk to us? Do an interview? No thanks? No? You guys next up to play? No, just watching? Right on. John's going to catch some of the cornhole. I'm going to see if some folks want to talk. You know what? Do you know how to play?
Yeah.
I don't think I actually know how to play.
Oh, it's a fun game.
It's a fun game?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, is it just you kind of make it in and then keep score that way? Is it? Or is I thought it was more complicated.
You get points if you get it on the board.
Okay.
And then if
is there like a bocce element where, like, if you're kind of close, that means something? Okay. All right. All right. No more questions. We'll go see if people want to talk to us.
I'm sorry, guys. It's going to talk to you. You're going to have to
okay.
to a new gate.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys. Yep.
All right. So we're moving down the line. All right. So that's definitely a point. We had a ball go in or a beanbag. Let's see here. We are in Toledo, Ohio, for anyone who is just tuning in. And by the way, smash the like button. Getting a lot of that person had a skeleton in the front seat with them. Do you think that's for the they probably have the whatchamacallem HOV lanes. They have those in Toledo, right? You think that's for the HOV lane? Or do you think they're just decorating for Halloween? Colin, start a poll. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. Does the dude with they probably didn't see that, so it's yeah. The guy with the skeleton in his front seat, decorating for Halloween or trying to get away with something in the HOV lane. Cast your vote now. If we get 20 votes, John will get a UAW tattoo. All right, we're going to go to another gate, folks. We are in Toledo, Ohio, at the Stellantis plant. Day 25 of the strike, and we have been out here. Status Coup has been out here 25 days. This is day 4 for me, day 25 for John. We're so happy to be here with you and to share these stories. We'll see if some folks want to talk to us. Hello. Would anyone want to talk to us? We're Status Coup. We're streaming live, covering the strike. We just want to get folks' stories. No? Can we interview the little one? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Adorable, though. Adorable. Hello. We're with Status Coup. Would anyone want to do an interview with us? We're just trying to talk to the striking workers. We've been out here 25 days. No? Okay. Hello. Would any of you like to talk to us? We're with Status Coup News. We're getting everyone's stories. Their stories with the strike. We've been out here 25 days. We're just trying to talk to as many workers as we can.
Just here for a fair contract, that's it, but I don't
The leader's that way? All right, we'll track down the leader. What's their name? Taj. All right. Taj and the camo. All right, let's go to Taj and the camo. So, by the way, happy Indigenous Peoples Day. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. We'll be talking more about that later. Later when we're a little more, we'll have some more to say about today. As an Italian American who is staunchly against Columbus Day and has been for a long time, and once got booed by an entire room full of people for it, but Columbus was an asshole, big time. All right, let's go talk to people. Oh, did you guys stop the game on our account? What's good? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we talk to you, Taj, please? Yeah, can we get an interview with you? We were told you were the guy to talk to. I guess. Thank you very much. So first of all, your name is Taj, and how long have you been with the UAW?
A little over 10 years.
And you are a team leader?
Yeah, team leader.
So let's talk about the weekend. Sean Fain said some progress has been made. They're getting closer. The EV plants are going to be union. That was a big step forward, but there's still a long way to go. How did you feel coming out of the weekend? Do you feel like there's been progress made? Do you feel like we're getting closer?
Yes and no. The EV thing, that's a good move. But we still have to work on our wages. Everyone needs pensions and COLA. That's what we want. COLA, pensions. The wages don't have to be astronomical, but a few dollars will help us out.
So you mentioned COLA specifically, and the companies put COLA on hold. And they asked y'all to make sacrifices in 2008. They asked y'all to make sacrifices again. They asked y'all to make sacrifices during the pandemic. Then they never held up their end of the bargain. They never made it right again. How does that make you feel?
To be honest, it makes me feel bad. I mean, I've been here for 10 years. We put in the work. I put in the work. I think we deserve more. You know what I mean? They made promises. And I believe they should hold up their end of the bargain. If they hold up their end, we'll hold up our end.
So let's talk about the work itself. You've been doing this 10 years. It's very physically demanding work. Speak to that.
Well, myself, the job I do, being team lead, we have to learn various jobs. We move heavy parts around. We have to, I keep up with a lot of people. It's rough, but I have a good team. This is my team here. We make a good day of it. You know what I mean? We don't have problems on our side. My guy here, he's a good worker, Abe. I trained him myself.
No justice.
It's on our side, on JL. I can speak from experience, from time being over here. We're good. You know what I mean? We're good. Yeah.
So when people say things like, oh, the unions are being greedy, the unions are asking for too much, what's your response to all that?
Well, try coming over here and working 13-hour days, 12-hour days, on your feet all day, away from your family, and then tell me that, we're getting too much or we're asking for too much. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like we live here. We just visit the other place that we pay mortgages on, So.
That's a lot. I mean, so tell me about a typical week for you. I mean, how many hours do you usually put in?
Well, I'm in here sometimes at 4:30 in the morning. I don't leave until 5:30. What? I mean, it depends. It depends on what I'm needed for. If I have to help, set up for second or whatever. I mean, but that's what we do. We come in and get it done and make sure we work together. You know, my counterpart for seconds, you know, he comes in, he makes sure that everything is good for us when we come in, and I make sure that everything's good for them when they come in. You know, we got it over here. We good.
So one of the things, I mean, you say like this is your team and you got a great team. One of the things a lot of workers have been talking about that we've gotten to speak to is the tier system and how they really want that to go away. Have you had any experience with that, and what's your take there?
Well, as far as tiers, I come in at $15.86 an hour. So, I mean, I had to work up to top pay. I do feel, you know, you have to put in the work, but we're all doing the same work, so we all deserve the same pay. You know what I mean? Everyone works hard. You know, the jobs, they're not cakewalks. But when you learn a job and you're doing it every day, at some point you will get good at it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, people can look and think that it's just simple, but it's not. We do it every day, 10 hours a day for most people, 6 days, 7 days a week in here. So, I mean, it's rough, but we make it.
So when you say 4:30 to 5:30, I mean, that's a full hour. No, I'm just kidding. I know what you meant. Like that's long, like incredibly long. How often do you do that? Is that full time? You put in those amount of hours?
6, 7 days a week.
So what kind of a toll does that take on you, just mentally and physically?
At this point, I mean, we've been on the same schedule for quite some time. At this point, it's just, I just block it out. I mean, I come here to make sure I try to earn a good living, to take care of my family. That's all that matters. As long as I'm able to take care of my family, pay my bills, get back home for some dinner, make it to bed, and back in here. That's my schedule, you know.
Does that, like, I mean, do you kind of feel it in your body, like does stuff hurt, or?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've had issues. Feet issues, leg issues, but I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, I might have to go to a gym, do some exercising a little bit, which I need to do more, but sometimes we have to, you know, exercise and get your body together. The mental, I mean, sometimes, you know, you come in here, you work so much, you know, sometimes I have headaches and everything, but I know it's just from being 12 hours and 13 hours a day. But like I said, I just deal with it, man. It's just, you know, I want to take care of my family. So, you know, that's what we do.
You have kids?
Yeah, 3.
You have 3 kids?
Yeah.
What are their ages?
27, 28, 29.
Oh, you got grown kids.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. What are they working as well, or?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So are they on strike too?
No. One of my son did at one point. He worked here, but he doesn't work here anymore.
So going on that, when you look at this strike, do you think this is a historic moment that's really going to set the tone for labor for the next generation?
Absolutely. I mean, it's for me, it's different. You know, in the past, you know, we've heard about strikes, but to experience it ourselves, I mean, for all of us to go out, Ford, GM, and us, this is I believe, historic. Yeah, never done before.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing union interest really blossom in this country in a way we haven't seen for at least 50 years. I mean, union efforts at Amazon, at Starbucks, you know, grassroots union efforts. Do you think that this strike will really kind of give that another punch in the arm and be an inspiration to others?
Oh, I'm sure. Like you say, I mean, it's like Amazon. I've heard at Blue Cross and Mac. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but something's in the air. It's something in the air. I mean, I know, you know, we work hard. We all work hard to keep this country going, and we deserve to, you know, earn a good living.
Absolutely. So When you see stuff like this happen, and we talked about the weekend, you said, yeah, we're seeing some progress, yes and no. Do you agree with the strategy of the, shutting down several plants at the time to keep the strike fund flush and stuff like that? Or do you think they should just shut it all down immediately to really hit the companies and bring them to the table? Where do you kind of fall there?
Well, that's a little above my pay grade. I wouldn't want to overstep, but I believe our president is doing a good job. I commend him on his work, and I just want to get back to work. Get it over.
Just want to get a fair deal and kind of get back to work. So I talked about the tier system. Another thing that I've heard a lot about is they'll keep workers at a temporary basis for a very, very long time and refuse to give full-time status. Do you have any experience there?
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I know that at our plant we have quite a few temps or SE, supplemental employees. Like I said, I don't want to overstep, but I'm not absolutely sure the number of temps that we have compared to GM and Ford. But I think it may be an issue over here because of the number that we have. I'm hearing that Ford maybe only has 1,000 or 1,500 or so temps, and we have thousands. You know what I mean? So I don't know how. That's what I say. It's above my pay grade. I don't know how we would roll them over, or I don't know. But like I said, our president will handle that part. He'll handle that part.
Hey man, whatever you're comfortable sharing, it's all good. I don't want you to say anything you're uncomfortable with. But what are some things you think the public should know about this strike that maybe the media is failing to report on?
Well, just don't think that we're out here enjoying this. We're out here for our families. We're out here for better pay, absolutely. We're out here for a good health care, and we just deserve better. Let's put it like that. We deserve better.
I've heard a lot of different chants. This is the first no justice, no Jeeps. I like it. I also like no deal, no wheels. Do you have a favorite one?
No justice, no Jeeps.
That's your favorite one? Can we all do one together?
Sure.
No. Can we do our chant?
No car, no car.
I don't know that one. That's a new one.
No car, no car.
No justice, no Jeeps.
No justice, no Jeeps. No justice, no Jeeps.
No wheels, no deals. Those are that one.
Love it. Thank you, Taj. Thank you. Cheers, man. Would you like to talk to us? No? Anyone else want to talk to us? Share your stories? You want to talk to us? Would you like to talk to us, sir?
No, sir.
No? No worries. What's the car one? What's the car chant?
No car, no car.
What does that go? How does that go?
No car, no car.
Mo car, no car. That's that. Oh, so I'm not the only one who hasn't heard that one. All right.
We just like rhyming out here. We got,
I love it, man. I love it.
just try to stay warm right now.
Keep the energy alive.
We always got to just keep it going. You got to keep it, got to keep the energy alive for all of us. It's cold. We're just trying to get what we deserve. That's it.
See us out here in our cars. We're out here ready to go. Ready to go.
Are those pants you might wear on the line as well?
These are strike ready pants. Okay. That's what these are.
Love it. Would anyone want to talk to us? Anyone want to talk to us? Cheers, y'all. No justice, no Jeeps. No justice, no Jeeps. Oh yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. All right. Where are we from? We're Status Coup. We're Status Coup. We're an online news network. We've been out here 25 days. You can find us on YouTube, Substack, all that. Thank you guys. Thanks for letting us be here. Cheers.
What's that?
Oh, I wish he did. I requested it. It never happened though. You too. Thanks, guys.
So we got one more gate, and then
one more
see if
gate.
anybody wants to talk.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone. I mean, I get it. It's cold out. Folks might be a little shy. It's understandable, but you know we're always appreciative. John, let's.
Yeah.
You made the workers nervous.
I know.
The workers were friggin' nervous for you. They're like, "Hey, camera guy's walking out in front of traffic. He probably shouldn't do that."
No, I live. You don't know about me.
I live on the edge. Oh, man. So we're going to go to one more gate, see if some more folks want to talk. We will get to your super chats. Please do, if you are able, please do leave a super chat. We'll get to it. That's our way to stay in communication with you. We appreciate you tuning in so much. Look at this. Look at these chairs divided, man. You seeing that's a real show of unity there. You have an Ohio State chair next to a Michigan chair, and they're still working in solidarity. They're still working in solidarity. I love it. Hello. Would you want to talk to us? Chris? All right. Would you want to talk to us, sir? No? Okay.
I'm undercover, man.
You're undercover? All right. No worries.
Carlos going to talk to you.
Carlos?
Carlos!
All right, we're going to talk to Carlos. How's it going, guys? All right, so we got to find Carlos. Are you Carlos? You want to talk to us?
No, I'm good, man.
Are you sure? He volunteered you.
I appreciate it, but I'm good.
All right. I guess we don't get Carlos. He says hello though. All right, you wanna just we'll ask these guys and then we'll see. Then I think that might have covered it. We can do we'll do some more chats. We can do some more chats in that dirt pile. Just that'll be my stage, the dirt pile. I'll stand in the grass though. I will stand in the grass. Would anyone want to talk to us? Share your stories? Would anyone want to talk to us? No? All right. Have a good one, y'all. Thanks for being here. All right, let's go in the puddle. Let's go in the puddle. I'm just going to go walk in the puddle. Yeah. All right. Here, we'll just kind of, let's do some more chats. I was serious about the puddle. You don't want to? No, we're not going. Let's do some more chats. Do we got some more? Here, let me check. Let's see here. I don't. Hold on. Guys, smash that like button. And just so you know, this is day 25 of the UAW strike. Status Coup has been out here all 25 days. John has been out here all 25 days. This is day 4 for me. We are here in Toledo, Ohio at the Stellantis plant. And what a freaking beautiful day. I gotta say, it's a little cold, but look at the cloud. John, can you get a little like skyline? Well, no, you just turned around, but maybe, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, check out those clouds. I mean, look at, man, just a beautiful Midwest autumn of just, this is lovely. This is absolutely lovely. It's just a lovely Midwest autumn. It is a little cold today, but I think it is warmer than it was yesterday in Chicago. I'm going to go out on a limb. Chicago was chilly, as Chicago is. You get that lake effect, and it is not effing around. All the Freddie Mercury mics in the world won't help you. All right, so we got another super chat. Tony D, what's up, my friend? So good to see you, Tony D. I hope you had a good time in Chicago, Ron. Tony, I always have a good time in Chicago. If I don't have a good time in Chicago, I'm the problem. Chicago is always a wonderful time. We had a very nice time there. We got to see some of my college buddies, which was absolutely wonderful. And they were like, "Whoa, man, you went to an event and the guy from Rise Against was there." I was like, "Yeah, he played a fantastic set." Saturday was a very fun time for us. And guys, it has been amazing to be part of this and to be part of Status Coup, going on the ground, or dare I say, Ron John the ground, and bringing you these UAW stories. And we know how important it is, as I try to stop my hat from blowing off my head, we know how important it is to have this type of journalism and to break these stories. But here's the deal, and this is the honest truth. And I gotta say it because it's the truth. It isn't easy. It takes planning. It takes logistics. It takes resources. It takes finances. And we could not do it without your help. We need your help to make it a reality. So please, if you are able, consider becoming a member of Status Coup. Right now, our membership site is having some issues, unfortunately. It'll be back up very soon. It is statuscoup.com/join. In the meantime, of course, you can join via YouTube, $5 a month, or $10 a month if you can swing it. That's 16 cents a day at the $5 level, or 33 cents a day at the $10 level. I know for some people it's a rough time. You can't swing that. We totally get it. Please like these streams, share them, make sure you're subscribed. That goes a long way. But if you are in a position where you can spare that, please do so. Please do so, and know you are funding on-the-ground journalism, and you're funding the only outlet, literally the only outlet. That's not an embellishment. That's not a hyperbole. That's not a little contrarian hot take. That's just the frickin' truth. That's the objective truth. We're the only outlet in the country that is doing this. We're the only outlet in the country going on the ground at this level, telling you the real stories. We're not the corporate media giving you some BS press release from the corporations about this strike. We're not doing that. We're not Jim Cramer on some finance show showing up drunk, crapping on workers. That's not what we're doing. We're not sitting in an air-conditioned studio talking about Twitter beefs for 12 hours a day. We're not doing that. That would be easier to do, quite frankly, but that's not what Status Coup is looking to do. So if you care about real on-the-ground journalism and real grassroots journalism telling the stories of the working class, well, that's what happens here. And it's, in some ways, it's actually really sad that the media in this country is so utterly repulsive and so utterly corporate controlled. That is a steady solidarity beep. Look at that one. There we go. And that's a Jeep too. Yeah. There we go. Did you get some of the Jeep? There were, well, if we got to do a quick little camera swing if there's another skeleton car, but we'll know. Guys, in some ways it is so sad that the media is failing so hard because it is corporate controlled and corporate owned, that the only way you're going to get journalism like this is through independent outlets. That's the only way it happens. So we're the only ones doing this. And it's so sad that the places with all the resources, the CNNs of the world, the Fox Newses of the world, the MSNBCs of the world, they're never going to do this or anything like it. They'd rather have a reporter in front of a green screen spouting off some corporate PR BS than do stuff like this. So it's really sad that's the media structure we have. But you know what? It is the media structure we have. So we're making do with what we got, and we're doing what we do here. And thank you for allowing us to do it. So if you can, statuscoup.com/join. While the website's down, you can join via YouTube, and know that you are basically what you're doing is you're allowing actual journalism to happen in this country, because there is journalism in the United States. It does exist, but you got to dig for it. You really got to dig for it, and only so many outlets are able to do it because they're all independent, and without member support, they can't do it. So thank you for allowing us to be part of it. We will get to some more of your chats. And by the way, it is Indigenous Peoples Day. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. And, you know, as an Italian American, I always, that was a nice one. That was a nice one. But, you know, as an Italian American, you know, you would hear a lot about Columbus Day. It's about heritage. All right. If you're listening and you feel that way, you think that Columbus Day is about Italian heritage. All right, I'm an Italian American. I'm still close with my family out in Italy. I speak the language. Let me tell you, once and for all, and I'll tell you why after. Christopher Columbus has nothing to do, nothing at all to do with what it means to be Italian or Italian American. Absolutely freaking nothing. That guy was a repulsive monster. All he ever did was get lost off of someone else's dime. He was just funded by a bunch of rich people, and he got lost. He was okay with selling 10-year-olds and sometimes even younger into sex slavery. So he committed genocide. He was a pedophile. And no, it's not, oh, it's under a historic lens. No, it isn't. That's what he was. He was a frickin' monster. He just got lost. He didn't find anything because guess what? There were already people here first. He's a repulsive asshole. And guess what? If you're an Italian American in this country, if you know where your ancestors come from, let me tell you something. There's a really good chance they came from the south of Italy. Very, very high chance. Is that 100%? No, not necessarily. Maybe they came from the north. But chances are better than not they came from the south. Why is that? Well, because that's where people were poor. Have you ever been to Italy? It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful places in the frickin' world. Why would you go from Italy to Pennsylvania? Because your other option was starving. That's why. So if your other option wasn't starving, guess what? You probably didn't leave Italy. So your ancestors are probably from the south. Mine are from the south. Guess what? Columbus wasn't part of any of that. First of all, he might not have even been Italian. We don't even know for sure. But he wasn't part of any of that. He was part of the aristocracy of the north that was oppressing your ancestors. It'd be like traveling into the future and they have a Donald Trump day and everyone, and you travel into the future and like, why is there a Donald Trump day? No, it's not about, it's about American heritage. Like, but half of us hated that frickin' guy. What are you talking about? It's same premise. There's absolutely no reason for a Columbus Day ever. I've been saying this for years. One time I said it on a comedy stage. I mean, I didn't give a whole spiel. I just, there was a joke involved. But I had this joke about Columbus, and I said how Columbus Day shouldn't be a thing. I got booed off the stage. Well, I didn't get booed off the stage, but I did get booed. I recovered, but, you know, whatever. And yeah, now it's Indigenous Peoples Day. So take that, White Oak, Pennsylvania. Huh? History stood with me. All right. Chris Garrett, what's up? Chris Garrett with $5. Thank you very much, sir. Ron Placone, thanks for pinch reporting these last few days. Is someone going to substitute when you're done, or have we drained the reporting bank? Chris, first of all, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you for coining the Ron the Ground Reporting, or Ron John the Ground Reporting. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. To answer your question, I don't call the shots here at Status Coup. I know we're going to be breaking on the ground for at least a little bit, but who knows what the future holds, because there's some updates in the Philadelphia area, which isn't that far from the New York City area, which of course is where Jordan is at, and it is where John is at on a permanent basis. Although, guys, don't forget, John has become an unofficial resident of Detroit, Michigan. I mean, he's been here for 25 days. He's been holding down the fort. So he is an unofficial Michigander now. He's going to start doing the hand thing. You know the Michigan hand thing, John? That's going to be they'll point out where they're from by using, yeah, because Michigan's shaped like a hand. Eventually, you're going to become an expert in that. You're becoming a true local. Do we have any member updates? Do we have any members? Oh, okay. All right. We got a little more. Nikki O'Brien, how are you? First of all, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much for that. And you say, thanks, Ron, and all y'all at Status Coup, upping my membership to $10 next month. Thank you so much for doing that, Nikki. We appreciate that very, very much. You help keep us out here. Yeah, you not only help keep Status Quo on the air, you also help us. You make it so that we're able to be on the ground, whether it is here at the UAW strikes, which we have been to in the short time I've been here. We've been to 3 different states. We've been to Ohio. We've been to Michigan. We've been to Illinois. Cities were Wayne, Michigan, Detroit area, Toledo, Ohio, where we're at today, and Chicago, Illinois, where we had a really fun. I mean, that rally, that was a good time. That the rally was a really good time. We got to see a live performance from the guy from Rise Against. Sean Fain spoke. That was a really, really good time. But 3 states and just a few short days. So let me go through. Oh, we got a little more here. Fly Chomper Fly, what's up? Fly Chomper Fly says, John needs a bonus. Colin does too. Very cool. Thank you for that, Fly Chomper Fly. I agree with you. Even though you left me out. Everyone, Ron doesn't need a bonus, but Colin and John bonus those guys. Not Ron, but I agree with you, actually. I do agree. I think that Colin and John both deserve, they're working their tails off. And so is Jordan. I mean, keep in mind, Jordan was out on the beat here. He had to go back to tend to the person that he helped create. But he is still, of course, behind the scenes. He's helping orchestrate the logistics each day. He helps us figure out where things are breaking, what's going on with the strike and all the updates. Jordan stays abreast of all that. And it helps inform where we go each day. Tina, of course, was on the beat as well here. Status Lou was not part of this trip, but Status Lou was on the beat constantly in East Palestine, and that's another situation where Status Coup was the only outlet that stayed on the beat for the duration in East Palestine, the way we're staying on the beat here, and we're doing it because we know how important it is. It's so important to learn the stories of these workers, and we've learned so many unique stories just in the few days I've been here. Let that sink in your head for a little bit. Let's reiterate what Todd said, and for anyone who didn't see it, that gentleman works sometimes from 4:30 a.m., which is not an hour. If you're up at 4:30 a.m., you better just be going to bed. That's my opinion. That's the way I think it should be. But that guy works from 4:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., sometimes up to 7 days a week. And all these unions are asking for, all the UAW is asking for, is a living wage, is a cost of living allowance, pensions. These are things, and again, whether it's the teachers or the nurses or the auto workers or the writers or the actors, whoever else, the John Deere workers, healthcare workers, we're seeing historic strikes there. It's always the same story in the sense that these are things people shouldn't even have to ask for. You shouldn't have to ask for this. This should be something that you are, I don't want to say the word given. I was going to say something you should be given. No, it's something that you should be given in exchange for what you do. You give a company your skills, your labor, your time, and in exchange, you get a paycheck and a frickin' dignified life. That's the whole point. That's the way it should be. Meanwhile, they expect people, and this is really a true testament to where the United States as a failed experiment has come. Because they expect people to show up from 4:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., which I'm sorry, is just frickin' inhumane. No one should have to do that, no matter what they're doing. They expect people to do that, and then they're not even going to give you a dignified life in exchange? That is nuts. That is unacceptable. But that's where the oligarchy has taken us. That's where this failed capitalistic experiment has taken us. Because we are entering a feudalistic time. Some would argue we're already in the thick of it. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. It's tough to say. But we're definitely on the cusp of it. I don't think there's any disputing that. And if we don't have a true revolution when it comes to labor in this country, things are going to get a lot frickin' worse. And you can strike and you can protest, and it doesn't matter who's in the White House. You can strike and you can protest and you can demand. You can sit it out and you can say, guess what? We're shutting it down unless you treat us right. Our labor is the biggest power. Whatever your industry is, it doesn't matter what your industry is. Our labor is the biggest power we have, and that's what unites us. That's the frickin' truth. Do we have any other super chats? Do we have any other? All right, we got Fly Chopper Fly specifies. Fly Chopper Fly. I already gave Ron kudos in other chats. Oh, I know. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. But thank you very much for that, Fly Chopper Fly. I appreciate it very much. So let me go through here and kind of give a round of thank yous as we're wrapping up here. What's up? It was whose? Oh yeah, that's right. It was Jordan's wife Anat. It was her birthday yesterday. I hope they had a wonderful time. I want to say that maybe they went somewhere. I mean, it's not it's not our business, but I think that I hope they did something very nice. I hope she had a wonderful birthday, and they got to do a nice little something. When we were talking to Jordan, it sounded like he was traveling, so I'm assuming they went somewhere nice. Unless he traveled somewhere by himself on his wife's birthday, which I don't. You shouldn't do that. I hope he didn't do that. I'm sure he didn't. So let me go through here. Thank you very much, Fly Chomper Fly. Thank you very much for the super chat, Fly Chomper Fly. Again, thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you so much for the super chat and for upping your membership. That's so wonderful of you, Chris Garrett. Thank you so much for the super chat and of course for the Ron John the ground reporting. And let me see here. Make sure I get everyone. Tony D, thank you again. And yeah, Tony, you need not worry. I always have a good time in Chicago. I've had a good time everywhere. And guys, I got to tell you, I will reiterate it one more time as we're closing out here. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we do and allowing this to happen here at Status Coup. We have been, Status Coup as an organization has been on the ground for 25 days. It has been absolutely incredible. John has been on the ground all 25 days. This is day 4 for me. It has been an absolute honor to be part of this because this strike, this is historic. This is going to be talked about, for generations to come. And a victory is essential here. To quote our good buddy out in Chicago, Leon, we don't want a record contract. We're going to get a record contract. We're getting a record contract. We're getting a win because it's the only freaking option here. And this goes far beyond auto workers. This goes far beyond one union. This is about the working class in this country. And the way I like to put it, rebuilding the middle class, because we've lost the middle class over the course of 50 years. This is about rebuilding the middle class and reclaiming the so-called American dream that we were all sold, and then we found out it really wasn't a thing. It really wasn't a thing anymore. So this is about reclaiming the middle class. We have the resources to do it. We just need to frickin' do it, and we need to force the powers that be to let it happen. So that's what this is all about. That's what these strikes are all about, and that's why we know it's so important to tell you these stories. I will also mention one last time, I got a show October 21st, San Pedro, California. That's my neighborhood in the Los Angeles area. I've had Status Coup fam at every show I've had this year, so don't let me down in my neighborhood, folks. You can get tickets now, ronplacone.com. That's October 21st. It is a Saturday night, 8 p.m., I will see you there. And are we good on the chats? Do we have them all? Well, folks, I think we're going to wrap it up here. But I got to say, this is day 25. And this is, we're going to be leaving the Midwest here, right? We're going to be leaving the Midwest. Who knows what the future holds, because there was recently some stuff in eastern Pennsylvania. Status Coup might be going there soon. I don't know. I'm not the decision maker. But if anybody should do the send-off, it's not me. It's John. John should do the send-off. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to go over there. You do the send-off.
What's the send-off? Should I just say?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for sticking with us for 25 days. Wish we could stay out here longer. But yeah, like Ron said, we'll probably check out the Mack truck facility in Pennsylvania. This is like my first time using the Freddie Mercury. With Freddie, yeah.
Isn't that cool, Mike?
Yeah, it's a cool stick.
Yeah.
Jordan calls it the Moses stick. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you for all the members and the super chats. We really appreciate it. And I'm tired and looking forward to getting home and seeing my daughter, seeing my family, and just kind of relaxing at this point. But we'll be on the ground pretty soon. All right? I think that's it. Yep.
Stop the stream.
Yeah, I'm going to stop.